Why the INFJ mind is always 10 steps ahead. You've always felt it, haven't you? That strange sense of knowing things before they happen. That gut feeling that warns you to walk away from someone others swear is perfect. That eerie clarity that forms in your mind when everyone else is still fumbling for answers. If you're an INFJ, this isn't just coincidence, it's part of the extraordinary machinery of your mind. Your brain doesn't just observe, it predicts, deciphers, and anticipates in ways most people can't begin to grasp. In this video, we're diving deep into the INFJ mind and uncovering why it's always 10 steps ahead. These insights are for you, the rare, intuitive, and deeply reflective INFJ, so prepare to feel seen, understood, and empowered. 1. INFJs intuitively grasp the core identity of others. INFJs possess an almost supernatural ability to bypass surface-level impressions and tap directly into the essence of others. It's as though you carry a psychic microscope, peering straight through the facade into the raw, unfiltered truth of a person. You can meet someone exuding bravado, sarcasm, or aloofness, and still, you see the child inside them, wounded and yearning for validation. You pick up on the subtle tremble in their voice, the microsecond delay before they respond, the flicker of pain in their eyes. Later, when that person finally opens up about their hidden trauma, they're baffled by how you just knew. This depth of insight can create both magical and painful connections. You often fall for someone's potential, not their current behavior. You might pour energy into nurturing their growth, only to watch them remain stuck, unwilling or unable to evolve. INFJ, your gift is not just perception, it's discernment. Learn to distinguish between who someone could become and who they are willing to be. Anchor your relationships in present reality, not imagined futures. Love deeply, but wisely. Honor your empathy, but protect your peace. 2. INFJs run mental simulations of possible futures. For most people, the future is foggy. For you, it's vivid, intricate, emotionally rich, and sometimes overwhelming. INFJs don't just daydream, they simulate. You construct layered emotional blueprints of possible outcomes, feeling each thread of possibility before taking a single step. Before accepting a job, you've imagined the workflow, the team dynamics, your emotional state 6 months in, and even the quiet moments alone in your office. Before a first date, you've already walked through every scenario, from magical chemistry to soul-crushing awkwardness. This ability helps you avoid chaos. But it also makes you hesitant, even weary, from living futures that haven't happened yet. You might reject something good because you've already exhausted it in your mind. Set limits for your simulations. Allow yourself a set window, maybe an evening, to imagine scenarios. Then, stop. Make a decision, take action, and let reality unfold without needing to script every page of the story. Trust that you're equipped to adapt to outcomes you didn't see coming. 3. INFJs feel the energy of social systems, not just individuals. You walk into a room, and before anyone speaks, you already know who feels safe, who feels ignored, and who's hiding something. INFJs have an exquisite sensitivity to social dynamics, not just between people, but across entire systems. At a group dinner, you sense the tension in a couple sitting silently across from each other. In a team meeting, your attention drifts toward the intern who shrinks every time a particular executive speaks. You're silently tracking body language, tone shifts, glances exchanged or avoided. You're not just reading people, you're reading the collective. This makes you a powerful advocate and change agent. But it's also draining. You often find yourself trying to fix the emotional atmosphere. You absorb unspoken tension and become the unappointed emotional manager of any room you walk into. You don't have to intervene every time you sense disharmony. Ask yourself, is this mine to fix? Choose social systems where your influence will be respected and appreciated. Advocate with precision, not from compulsion. You weren't born to be everyone's emotional caretaker. Focus your energy where it matters most. 4. INFJs think in long-term implications, not just immediate results. While others focus on the next step, INFJs often think 10 moves ahead like strategic chess players. Your mind evaluates the ripple effects of decisions, social, emotional, ethical, and this gives you an edge. At work, while your colleagues are excited about a new policy, you're already envisioning the potential employee burnout 6 months down the line if it's not implemented compassionately. This kind of thinking can feel lonely. People may label you as negative or too serious. But in reality, you're protecting people from avoidable pain. You feel responsible for outcomes they haven't even thought about yet. Use your long-term thinking to develop strategic roadmaps in group settings. Frame your insights as safeguards rather than warnings. This helps others understand your vision without resistance. 5. INFJs read between the lines of human behavior. You don't just hear words, you read intentions, subtext, facial expressions, and energy. Your emotional radar is always on, picking up on dynamics even the people involved aren't aware of. During a casual conversation, someone says "I'm fine," but you immediately sense their voice trembles, their smile is forced, and their energy is withdrawn. You know something's wrong, and often, you know what it is. This insight can make social settings overwhelming. You feel what others don't say. You can walk into a room and immediately feel the tension, unresolved issues, or hidden sorrow. It's like walking through emotional fog others don't see. Practice emotional shielding. Create daily rituals that help you disconnect from the emotional static: journaling, meditation, nature walks. You don't have to carry every invisible pain you perceive. 6. INFJs cross-reference ideas subconsciously. You are a quiet intellectual powerhouse. As an INFJ, you don't just collect knowledge, you archive it in complex, subconscious systems. You're like a mental librarian with an uncanny instinct for retrieving exactly the right information at exactly the right moment. Imagine a friend opens up about feeling creatively blocked. Out of nowhere, you connect their frustration to a conversation you had 6 months ago where they confessed to never feeling good enough as a child. You recall an article you read last year on perfectionism in gifted individuals. And somehow, you link it all together into a transformative insight that leaves them speechless. To others, it looks like magic. But to you, it's just your mind doing what it always does, cross-referencing emotional, intellectual, and philosophical threads in the background. This subconscious synthesis allows you to offer startlingly deep perspectives that no one else can. But here's the challenge: because your insights form in nonlinear, intuitive leaps, others might question how you got there. They might ask, "What made you say that?" Or "Can you prove it?" And suddenly, you're forced to translate an internal knowing into a logical flowchart. Your insights are powerful, but they need interpretation. Practice pausing and reverse engineering your thought process. Say, "I just had a hunch, and I think it came from this past conversation or something I read." Over time, you'll get better at bridging the gap between intuition and explanation. This helps others trust your ideas, and allows your private genius to create real, visible change. 7. INFJs subconsciously scan patterns others don't even see. From a young age, INFJs have an almost mystical ability to see the invisible threads connecting people, events, and ideas. Your dominant cognitive function, introverted intuition, NI, isn't just about insight, it's about predictive pattern recognition. You sense undercurrents long before they become waves. At school, you may have noticed subtle shifts in a teacher's tone or body language and sensed they were going through something, only to later discover they were dealing with a personal crisis. Or you instinctively knew two friends were about to fall out long before the first fight happened. INFJs often carry the emotional burden of this foresight. Imagine constantly knowing the direction of a relationship that others think is just beginning. You watch as people walk into emotional traps you foresaw miles away, but saying something risks sounding too intense or paranoid. Trust that your ability to sense ahead isn't weird, it's your superpower. INFJ, your mind is not just unique, it's a masterpiece. The way you anticipate, intuit, and internalize the world places you 10 steps ahead, not because you're trying to be superior, but because your mind is designed to seek meaning and alignment far beyond the surface. And yes, it can be exhausting. It can feel lonely. But it's also what makes you a quiet visionary, a soul who plants seeds for futures others can't yet imagine. Remember this, your foresight is not a burden, it's a bridge. You are here to connect hearts, ideas, and futures. So the next time you feel out of place for being too deep or too sensitive, remember, you're just 10 steps ahead. If this resonated with you, INFJ, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with another INFJ who needs to hear these words. Drop a comment about a moment you just knew something before anyone else. Your story matters here. And remember, you're not alone, we're just scattered stars, finally recognizing the same constellation. Stay safe, and see you in the next one.